My childhood is coming back into popularity. Alright guys, what's up? It's TrevorMan5 here, and today I just wanted to give my off-the-cuff thoughts on this CD revival, resurgence, whatever you want to call it, because I've been seeing a lot of videos talking about how CDs are coming back, you know, like how they're coming back in popularity. While they never really left, like, people are leaning more towards CDs now than ever. And I just wanted to get my 2.50 cents, $1 opinion on it. Also, I'm joined by my kidders, you see. But I wanted to start this off by talking about my history with CDs. I've collected CDs since I was a kid. I remember my first 2 CDs I got when I was a little kid was Kenny Chesney's When the Sun Goes Down and Dirk Bentley's first album. I can't remember the title of the album, but I do remember it had the song What Was I Thinking? And I absolutely loved that song as a kid. But I've been collecting CDs ever since then. I remember back in middle school, I was buying a lot of like Eminem CDs because that's when I was really getting into rap and hip hop. And from him, I just expanded in that genre. But I remember getting Amazon gift cards and just buying the CDs. And sometimes they come with little trinkets. Like I bought a deluxe version of the Eminem show that had like a DVD with it too, and it came with a concert ticket that was still in the CD, so I'm like, oh, that's cool. Basically, I have a long history with CDs. I took a break from them when I was in high school, but eventually in college came back to it when I realized how cheap CDs were on like Amazon and stuff. Like I went through a whole frenzy. I bought like Black Sabbath's Paranoid, Master of Reality, Frog Stomp by Silverchair, 16 Stone by Bush. Like, I was well into the grunge era of my life, so I was like, I want more like 90s stuff, because I was kind of fading out of just grunge and I just wanted more 90s music. So like Amazon was a great place. But yeah, I've had like a long obsession with CDs. Well, I wouldn't really call it an obsession. More like a love, even though I did take a break from buying CDs for the most part. Like, I would do it every now and then still. But to show you how much I'm still into CDs, this is a stack. A stack of CDs that I bought within the last week. Now, that was going to lead me into my first point, which is affordability. Now, CDs are everywhere. If you go to a thrift store, like a Goodwill, a local thrift store, an antique store, whatever. I live in Georgia, so we have an abundance of those. You can get CDs very cheaply. Maybe not antique stores. You might hit a gold mine with some, but other ones, they're like $8. But with places like Goodwill and other like actual thrift stores, like a bunch of these CDs in the stack, we're at max $2, under $2.50, like $2.09 or something. I don't know. Goodwill has weird prices, but they were like $2. And some of these were like $1. One of these was 50 cents. It was this one right here, The Concert for Bangladesh by George Harrison and his friends. That one is a 2-disc set for the concert in Bangladesh that George Harrison did. And it was 50 cents. That's how cheap I'm talking. You can even get them cheap on eBay too. Now, they're not always going to be like $2, but still. Like, I'm constantly looking at CDs on eBay. $4, $5, $6. Sometimes, depending if it's like a deluxe edition or something that's, I guess, more recent, it'll be like 10 plus. But it's probably still going to be cheaper to get on eBay than it is brand new. I mean, hell, sometimes they'll have brand new copies for cheaper than what they're going on like Amazon. So it's the fact that they're so cheap compared to vinyls, which even if you find one on eBay, it's either going to be around the same price if it's more recent, like Kings of Leon Only by the Night. Like, that's basically the same price on eBay that I found, the cheapest, mind you, that's on Amazon. And sometimes you'll find like a score on vinyl. Like, I got Ed Sheeran's Subtract on vinyl for like $15, and it was the Target exclusive one. Now that probably goes for like 20, 30 something on Amazon brand new or at Target. But I got that for 15 bucks on eBay. But again, you're not always going to find a score like that. CDs, you will. 9 times out of 10, 9.9999999 times out of 10, you're gonna find a good price on CDs because they're more abundant compared to vinyl, which is just hiking up in price and becoming more of a collector's thing. Like, it's not more for the general public anymore. It's more of like a niche collection thing, like a hobbyist thing. Because I could go out and for 30 bucks buy like 100 CDs, maybe not exactly 100, but you get the point. While for 30 bucks, I could buy one vinyl. More music for the dollar. This one was 50 cents. This one was $1. Same with this one. This one. This one. This one. This one. This was $3 because it was brand new. This was also $3 because it was brand new. This was $2.52 at Goodwill. So was this one. This was like $3 at a city thrift. This one is $2.52. $2.52. This one was like $1 and it was brand new. And I got it from Blake House. This one was $2.52 at a Goodwill. This one was 99 cents at a Goodwill. And so was this one. That's a lot of music. Now, another point I want to talk about is convenience. CDs are more convenient than like any other format. They're the most accessible format. They have the best sound quality technically. They're smaller, more compact, which is why they're called the compact disc. You can also rip them to your computer. That is one of the reasons why I get CDs. The convenience of ripping it to your computer. I have an iPhone. I use iTunes on my Windows computer. I can just rip the CD straight on my computer, and I have Apple Music because they have the iCloud library upload thing, so I can just upload it straight to my phone, and if it matches in Apple's database, it'll give me like a lossless, a high-res lossless tag, whatever. So you're not getting it in a compressed format like the MP3. You're getting the exact song that you're ripping off the CD. And I can take it with me. I can listen to my CDs at home or in the car, and then when I'm not around them at all, I can listen to them on my phone. I also just want to talk about the appeal of CDs too. I mean, look at these things. You can just pull them out and be like, yeah, I got this. Here, let me open it up. Like, these things are just cool to look at. It's the fact that you get a physical copy, something that's tangible, you can touch. Like, they got cool artwork on the CDs. They've got booklets so you can read liner notes. You read the lyrics of the songs in case you want to learn them. Like, you can look through all the pictures, the illustrations, whatever. Pictures of the artists. Like, the appeal of CDs is broad, and it kind of shows off your personality. Like, you could bring a random stranger into your home, and if you have a CD collection, you'd be like, look at all the CDs I have, and you can judge me based off of those. They'll get a pretty accurate description of your personality based off what you have. Because the CDs are an extension of you. Because music is an extension of a person. So the CDs you have will help paint you and your personality in someone's mind. I also just want to talk about the nostalgia factor too. I think nostalgia plays a big part in this CD resurgence, like it did the vinyl revival. Okay, because since the 80s, people were buying CDs. I mean, they were buying vinyls too, and cassettes and 8-tracks and all that stuff, I know. But since the 80s, people were buying these. And they really hit their peak in the 90s and the 2000s. Like, I think it was late 90s, 2000s, early 2000s. Yeah. But for a lot of people, for like a whole generation or two, these were the main way to consume music. Before the MP3, before the iPod. So a lot of people are just nostalgic for this. It brings them back to their childhood or when they were younger, and they would be going through like CD racks at a store like Target or Walmart, trying to find an album that they like, that they're like, yeah, I'll pay like $13 for this. Which also brings me into my next point, the sense of community. Now, vinyl has this positive too. You have vinyl record shops, where people go in, they look through the vinyls and all that, trying to find one that they want, or they know that they want and they're just trying to find it. It builds a sense of community. Luckily, a lot of those vinyl record shops also sell CDs. Like there's one called the Vinyl Frontier that I love going to. They sell CDs pretty cheap. But it's that sense of community, though. Like you and someone else are just flipping through CDs and you're just talking about your interest. Facts that you know. Why you love this artist. Why you love a certain song by another artist. Like it brings people together, especially since you're actually going out to find it and you're not just sitting at home on your couch or in your bed just like scrolling through your phone trying to find the album and being like, ad, that was satisfying. Like you're being active in the community, making connections with people, making new friends, like just being a part of it. That sense of community is just great. Another point I want to bring up is the resurgence of physical media in the sense of ownership. Like this copy of Bing Crosby's greatest hits includes White Christmas. I own this. I got it for $1, but I own this. The record companies can't come and take it away from me. Apple, Spotify can't. They can't be like, oh yeah, you have the album, but let's just take some songs away. No, I own it. I physically have it. They cannot come and take it from me. Unlike streaming services. Streaming services, while very convenient, are also very inconvenient. Because one day you have a song on there that you love, that you've been listening to for like a week, and then the next day, it's gone. It's taken off. For some reason, it's not available in your country anymore. The artist got rid of it. Whatever. It's gone. But not if it was on CD or vinyl. You have it forever. And that's the great thing about physically owning your music. And I think that's what people are starting to realize. Not with just music, but movies too, video games. Like physical ownership it's having a resurgence in itself. People want to own the things they love. They want to have that sense of ownership. But having it on a digital platform is not the same, because whoever owns that item can just take it away from you. They can take it off the store, they can take it out of your library, it's gone. You do not have it anymore. Not to mention, there was like a decade where people weren't really owning stuff. Kids, teenagers weren't really owning stuff. They were just buying digital items, digital songs, movies, video games, whatever, but they weren't really owning it, and they didn't care because everything was digital. Like the iPad kids, all they knew was digital stuff. Me, while I bought CDs here and there, I mostly bought my music digitally. But now the kids that have grown up with iPads are kind of pushing them away. And they want more physicality. They want that tactile feel. They want to hold it in their hands and look at it, adore it, love it, go through every detail of it. And I think that's beautiful. Because for like a decade now, maybe even more, people are talking about the digital revolution, how everything's going to be online and we're not going to need physical stuff anymore. Well, the kids are rebelling. They are rebelling, and they're bringing physical ownership back. It's not just the adults who have the nostalgia for physically owning their stuff. It's the kids, the teenagers, the young adults that didn't really physically own any of this stuff, but want to. They want to know what that's like. They're the ones buying like the retro CD players, cassette decks, vinyl record players, turntables. They're the ones going into Goodwill or other thrift shops trying to find this stuff for cheap and then bringing it back home and loving it. And it just makes me so happy that people wanting to physically own their stuff again is making a comeback, a resurgence, and it's beautiful. And the last thing I want to mention is I just think the fact that CDs never truly went out of style. Like, they weren't the most popular thing anymore after a while. After the iPod came out, like, they started slowly declining, but they never truly went out of fashion. Like, there was still probably a small group of people that were collecting CDs that were probably, like, still holding on. And after vinyl came back, like, it started snowballing into other formats, especially when vinyl started getting really high up there in price, whether it's new or used. And people look at CDs and they're like, oh, they're so cheap. Like, this is $13 for a whole album compared to a vinyl, which is like $30. I could get 2 CDs and still come out cheaper than getting a vinyl. Like, CDs never really left. Like, they may have left the zeitgeist of the overall social norm, but they never truly left. Companies were still making CDs. Artists were still printing CDs and pushing them out. And then, even though places like Best Buy got rid of their CD section, though they still have a vinyl section, places like Target and Walmart are still selling CDs like they never went out of style. But yeah, like, I'm happy CDs are making a comeback. I'm so happy that they're making a comeback. Like, this format is wonderful. And it's amazing, and it's filled with nostalgia, and it's cheap too, so I don't have to spend like $10 on an album when I can just pay $2, $1, 50 cents, whatever, $4 on eBay for that same album and still get the same experience. Anyway, guys, what do you think about CDs? What do you think about the CD revival, resurgence, whatever you want to call it? Have you gotten back into CDs? Did you ever get out of CDs? Give me your thoughts and opinions below. I can't wait to see them and respond to them. Make sure to like, subscribe, add your favorite. This is TrevorMan5 signing off.